Here's my top 10 Awoken skills and transformations I would add into a possible Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3. Number 10, Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. I'm actually kind of surprised that this isn't already an Awoken skill for our Cax in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, given that it's, well, as of right now, the only Saiyan exclusive Awoken skill we can't actually use outside of preset 2 and 4 of Super Saiyan Blue Goku. They even gave us Super Saiyan Blue Evolution before Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. Now, if this does get added either in Xenoverse 2 or Xenoverse 3, naturally, I do think it should be Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, as well as a second stage, the Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 10, and a third stage, Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20, and for that to also be available for preset 2 and possibly preset 4 of Super Saiyan Blue Goku, or if a custom gets added or a 5th preset for that preset there. This is a bit of a surprise, in my opinion, that this isn't already an Awoken skill to use in Xenoverse 2. Number 9, Pure Progress. Kind of in the same light as Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, I'm also very surprised that this isn't already a usable Awoken skill for all races already in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. Now, this should be available for everyone, Saiyans included. Yes, I know, Saiyans already have a lot of transformations that are exclusive to them, but just make this available to each and every single race and possible new races if more races do happen in a possible third Dragon Ball Xenoverse game. Honestly, I would say make it work at least how it works right now. You could maybe even make it so there's additional stages which also take 5 bars of ki to activate. Just so that way you could, as a male margin, potentially have the same damaging power as a Saiyan in Super Saiyan Blue Evolution. Number 8, Villainous mode. This is technically already usable in Xenoverse 2 with the Crystal Raid mode if you have a spare Demon Realm Crystal. And I kind of feel like in the Legendary Pack, either Legendary Pack 1, 2 or beyond for Xenoverse 2, I do think we could possibly get a new Awoken skill and give it, with that screenshot of Fu holding a Demon Realm Crystal, what looks like to be on the Tournament of Power Arena. I wouldn't be surprised all that much if we actually get this as a usable Awoken skill to use whenever we want outside of the Crystal Raid mode. I do think this should be a tiered transformation as well. So tier 1 or stage 1 would be Villainous mode, then tier 2 or the second form will be Super Villainous mode, and there's other stages which I forget what they are. Like super villain mode or whatever, something like that. Make it so it's like a tiered transformation. Maybe a moveset change as well. I'm not entirely sure, but regardless, this is something that I do think is very likely at some point in the future will be an Awoken skill for us to use. And before we do continue with the list there, lads, if you are not subscribed yet, please do subscribe, as it does help the channel out a rather great deal. What? Please subscribe. You can always unsubscribe later on if you so wish, that's fine. And if you are subscribed, just go and check that you still are, as you can sometimes get unsubscribed for no apparent reason. Oh, and while you're at it, leave a like on the video. Thank you ever so much. Let's continue with the list. Number 7, Max Power. The buff Max Power form we see Muten Roshi, Master Roshi used throughout Dragon Ball and a bit of Dragon Ball Z and technically Dragon Ball Super, I think. Yeah, there we go. So much like Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken and Pure Progress, I'm surprised this isn't already a form. You'd think before they gave us the Pelpol Pro, Pelpol with Flying Nimbus, you'd think they would have given us this, maybe. Am I wrong in thinking that? I don't know. But I think that if they were to add this, it needs to be available for everyone, not just male and female Earthlings and or male or female Saiyans. I've said it before, I'll say it again, unless there's a specific reason why a certain race can't use a certain Awoken skill, just give it to everyone. For example, a Saiyan naturally will never be able to use purification, right? Or turn into a super giant Namekian. So this should be available for everyone. I understand why they gave the Power Pole Pro to male and female Earthlings. It's to give a bit of variety, diversity, blah, blah, blah. All good. But honestly, unless there's a specific reason why a certain race can't use a certain Awoken skill, it should be given to everyone across the board. The Z Sword. Going off of what I've just mentioned for the max power form, again, this should be available for everyone. Now, I say Z Sword, I know the Z Sword is technically broke or what have you, but just any sort of sword, sort of moveset where you go into it, like a Future Trunks sort of moveset, I guess, or something like that. There's not really much to say about this. Now, this is something I think Jump Force has as, what is it, moveset D or something like that. I can't remember. I've never really tried that out specifically in Jump Force. But this is something I see brought up all the time, saying that they want usable weapons mid-battle. And I think a good way to do that would be to introduce a sort of Awoken in the same light as the Power Pole Pro. And after maybe take a certain amount of damage or get grabbed or stamina broke or something like that, you then drop it or lose it. I don't know, it could be, like, well, technically, it's already sort of in the game, and I've literally now just remembered this. Sword of Hope, right? But no, I mean a legitimate sword-based Awoken moveset, stuff like that. Next up, we have Fusion. Oh yes, possibly one of the most requested things ever in any Dragon Ball game past Tenkaichi. Yes, Fusion. Now, I don't really mind which sort of fusion. It would be Patara, Metamorian Fusion Dance, or a sort of absorption maybe? I don't really know, or really, it doesn't really matter. Let's just say Metamorian and or Patara Fusion. Yeah, I've mentioned before that the way that this would have to work would be you fuse with one of your own characters, like for example, one of your own other CACs, cats, what have you, or maybe certain cast characters like Goku, Vegeta, the fan favorites, right? It just would not work if you would fuse with another player online, because then who would control it? If it's like the controls are split, it just wouldn't work because of latency and playing different and all that. No, it just would not work that way. It would have to work as a sort of Awoken / transformation, basically like how it's worked in every game that it's been in so far, right? In Tenkaichi, I think it's in Burcol, like a little sequence, quick time event. Maybe add that in as well, and if you mess it up, you go into a failed fusion, like a Veku sort of fusion. Actually, no, that's how it should work. That'll be quite funny to do, and yeah, again, fusion should be in the game as a sort of Awoken. Number 4, we have Super Saiyan 4. Yes, that lined up quite nice, and I honestly didn't intend that to be the 4th one. But yeah, Super Saiyan 4, I see this requested along with the next one on this list, which we'll get into in a moment or two. I see Super Saiyan 4 requested all of the time. And it's not hard to see why. It's one of the highlights, possibly even the highlights to Dragon Ball GT. Now, if this does get added, and I've mentioned this next idea before, and I would love to know what you guys think of this. By the way, link in the description to my to my top 10 series, which has top 10 Xenoverse 2 and top 10 Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 videos. Link in the description once again there, lads, so you can go and check it out if you so wish. I've mentioned this idea before, but I'd love it if they do add Super Saiyan 4, but the way you unlock it just for the very first time, and after this you can use it whenever, is you somehow get either Grey Type and or Golden Grey Type as an Awoken skill, which you could then use whenever you want as well. But then once you turn into a Golden Grey Type mid-battle, then win the battle as a Golden Grey Type, you then get at the end of the battle, like in a certain mode or what have you, you then get a pop-up saying, you mastered a skill, Super Saiyan 4. I would love if they did that. Yeah, again, guys, do let me know what you think about that specific idea in the comments. Thank you ever so much. Number 3, Super Saiyan God. And I know quite a few of you will hear that and smile, because much like Super Saiyan 4, but even more so, I see this getting requested a lot, especially when a new update comes out or a new scan from VJump and stuff like that. I kind of don't know, well, not kind of, I don't know why this isn't in the game already. We have the one form weaker to it, like the prequel form, I guess, that being Super Saiyan 3, and we have the one form as of right now, that's the next strongest form to it, that being Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan. Don't trust anyone who calls Super Saiyan Blue Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan. Now, kind of technically, not really though, you could argue this is kind of in the game because Super Saiyan Blue, again, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, is Super Saiyan with the power of Super Saiyan God. So with that said, I do find it strange as to why this isn't already in the game. I mean, we even have the form above Super Saiyan Blue right now, Super Saiyan Blue Evolution. But regardless, I think this should be added just so it kind of completes it maybe. Yeah, I know it's another Saiyan form, but it's Dragon Ball. Moving on. Number 2, God of Destruction. DLC 12, now officially known as Legendary Pack 1, is going to be officially adding God of Destruction Toppo from Universe 11. In the Dragon Ball Super Manga 68, I think it is, the latest one as of this upload, it's hinted that there's an alternative to Ultra Instinct that the Gods of Destruction rather, prefer, and that Beerus is doing some stretches and invites Vegeta along to watch him, and he can apparently steal them or something. So it's more than likely going to be that at some point in the future, maybe Vegeta will get something like this. Whatever that form is, I don't know if it's going to be God Destruction or just like some sort of Hokaioshin God Destruction energy. Whatever that form is, I think that should be added because, again, it's a sort of alternative to Ultra Instinct, and it's implied at least that it's better, stronger, and all that than what we have right now, Super Saiyan Blue Evolution. But with this one, time will tell. And number 1, Ultra Instinct. I'm fairly certain most, if not all of you watching this, would have probably guessed number 1 would be Ultra Instinct. Now, which version? The old man or the mastered version? It doesn't really matter. I'm thinking at least the mastered silver hair version that Goku uses, but maybe 2 forms. The first form being the quote-unquote old man Saiyan unmastered, you know, whatever you want to call it, and then you can transform later on into the mastered, perfected, silver, you know, haired form. Now, I'll be completely honest, if Dragon Ball Super is announced to come back around April, May, maybe even June 2021, so a few months as of this upload, I kind of feel like in Legendary Pack 2 or DLC 13 or maybe the 1 or 2 after that, I kind of feel like they may actually add Mastered Ultra Instinct. So this was a little bit of a... I wasn't too sure if I wanted to add this because I do honestly think if we get another Awokens skill in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, I do think it will be some sort of Ultra Instinct. And that's my list. Do you agree or disagree with me? Let me know in the comments and I'll see you next time.